This video will argue that
Kellor created our modern sense of America as a multicultural nation where the only thing you need to be an American is a believer in democracy. Now, this is a hard claim to make because it involves a lot of evidence, and really to ultimately get it, you'd have to read the book. That's why there's only one claim, one piece of evidence, rather, in this whole video.
But haven't we always been a multicultural nation? I mean, if Kellor created this multicultural nationalism, then what was American citizenship like prior to Kellor?
Prior to her, there was this idea that to really be a real American, you were probably a white person, a Protestant of English extraction, right? That's where your lineage went back. Now, we had had some mixture. There had been some Catholics who'd come here before, but they were not really considered real Americans. But then comes the Frances Kellor, right? And she's the head of the Americanization movement when this new Ellis Island generation comes in. And she says, no, 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 no. Everybody who's here, who believes in, who participates in democracy, no matter what your background, is an essential American.
The first technique we'll look at by which Kellor implements her multicultural nationalism is her creation of Americanization Day.
Americanization Day was on 4th of July every year. She started in 1915, and right away in 1915 they had celebrations in 150 American cities. In all of these cities, newly sworn in Americans came out in their traditional costumes, and they were welcomed by long-term Americans. So this created unity, right? But this created the idea that all of these new Americans were all Americans, just as American as anybody else.
In New York City in 1918, which is the last year of Americanization Day, 70,000 people marched up Fifth Avenue in their traditional costumes.
There were Venezuelans, there were Germans, all these different groups.
And they marched under the slogan of Americanization Day, and that slogan was, "Many Peoples, One Nation." Many Peoples, One Nation is a really multicultural sounding slogan, eh? To fully grasp Kellor's multicultural nationalism, you must understand that Americanization Day happened during World War I. We needed a united home front during the war. The old world nations could not be fighting here. So with Kellor's Americanization Day, we united via public parades in traditional garb under the slogan, "Many Peoples, One Nation." John, how else did Kellor push this new multicultural nationalism form of American unity?
Her Americanization curriculum that we looked at, that she created in 1916 for the state of New York, the biggest receiver of immigrants, this curriculum, really, again, it was service learning. It said go out in the community, find a problem and fix it, find the elected representatives who are responsible, get them to fix it. And it really didn't look at Protestant history or Puritan background. It didn't look at our founding fathers. It really just said get involved. If you want to be Americanized, follow this curriculum. Teachers, teach people to participate in our democracy, because that is the essential element in American identity.
As with Americanization Day, Kellor's Americanization curriculum used the slogan, "Many Peoples, One Nation." And John, how else did Kellor push her new multicultural brand of American identity?
She ran the American Association of Foreign Language Newspapers. As running this, she was in charge of all the the English language products that were placed, ads that were placed for these products in foreign language newspapers. And they almost closed these foreign language newspapers, but she was one of the people, her organization, that got the editors together and fought to maintain these foreign language newspapers. Again, the right to have these, that these are just as Americanizing and American as any English language newspapers. This is a Kellor thing.
Oh my God. So to create multicultural nationalism, Kellor launched Americanization Day, wrote New York Americanization curriculum based on service learning, and saved the institution of foreign language newspapers? What else did she do to solidify this source of American identity?
She ran an alternative form of government.
Kellor's Progressive Service, as her alternative form of American government was called, organized intelligent activism nationally.
She ran this alternative American government for 2 years. It came out of the Progressive Party. We don't really have time here to discuss in the video again. You can look into the website or you can read the book to learn more about it. But again, throughout her work, and especially in this project, the Progressive Service Project, she pushed this idea that to be an American was to be a believer in democracy.
Well, many thanks to John for explaining multicultural nationalism to us and how Kellor used Americanization Day, Americanization curriculum, saving foreign language newspapers, and promoting democracy with an alternative form of American government to promote multicultural nationalism to the Ellis Island generation. Thanks again, John. Now, for your bonus question, come up with one question, just one question, about one of Kellor's multicultural nationalism programs. Here they are again. And when you've got a question, guess an answer. Leave the question and the answer in the comments section below.